The game-buying evil was ready for its fourth adventure. Welcome. The last stand. Talia set about destroying the last remaining heroes. Amongst others, her stepbrother Tristan. Once upon a time, long, long ago in... hell, well, you know the rest. The absolute evil had, in the fabulous predecessor to this game, taken over the entire overworld with its creatures. Now it spent its time on debauched parties and... Wait a minute. The entire overworld? No! One small village of indomitable heroes still held out against the invaders. The unamused evil was beside itself with rage. But all this was about to change once and for all, because the remote controlling evil sent its most vicious general into the field. The Dark Elf Talia. Talia, also known from the fabulous predecessor, came back from her vacation in a thoroughly good mood. Before that, she had defeated her foster father, the paladin Thanos. This fact is important to note. For this last remaining village of heroes was protected by none other than Tristan, foster son of Thanos and Talia's stepbrother. This proud warrior in shining, his handsome heroic chest accentuating armor, was the last glimmer of hope for the forces of good. Talia, who had fully embraced the dark side, couldn't wait to really kick her stepbrother's ass. And so our story begins.
어떻게 하는 거지?
The last defenders of good were fighting for their survival. This seemed to be the perfect time for Tristan to make his appearance, the last mighty hero of the good races.
My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that will lead me to despair. The day may come when the courage of true heroes is extinguished, when we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship are broken. But that day is still far off. Stand fast, heroes of the West!
And with those familiar-sounding words, Tristan charged into battle to the cheers of his men. The heroes of good had managed to capture some of the evil creatures. Nevertheless, it was more than questionable whether a few minor victories and a brilliant speech could do anything against the absolute evil's armies. A storm of darkness and gloom descended, heralding the arrival of Talia, the absolute evil's general. This entrance not only panicked the defenders of good, but also seemed to strengthen the creatures of evil.
Hey, I'm back! Time to kick a little hero butt. Forward, creatures! Show me what you can do! Punch 'em smack dab in the mouth! Smash 'em in the face! Oh, and just as a precaution, get me my handbook of worn-out third-rate catchphrases. Ha-ha! If my eyes don't deceive me, that's my stupid stepbrother Tristan over there too, just waiting for me to lovingly put his head on a spear. Ha! Today is gonna be a good day.
Talia seemed to be very sure of victory. Some might find this puzzling, as it was the beginning of a long new campaign. But okay, Maybe the rest of the missions are nothing but a string of debauched victory celebrations. Who knows?
잠깐만.
The last stand. Tanya set about destroying the last remaining hit. Once upon a time, long, long ago in... Hell, well, you know the rest. The
생략이 ESC를 쭉 눌러야 되는구나.
The last defenders of wood
알았어.
were fighting...
어떻게?
A few pitiful opponents. I'm gonna massacre you. If I can just remember how that works again.
Fortunately, Tanya's instincts took over at this point, something which wannabe pro gamers often refer to as auto-attack.
그래.
Tanya also remembered that she had a few skills that she could invoke whenever she felt like it.
Oh, right. Boom. That's how
야,
it's
궁극기였어?
done.
세다 했더니 2분 동안 먹었네. 명속 전사. 디렉터 이름이 왜 벌써부터 나와?
Hey, did someone actually came?
Talia's mighty storm once again stood at her disposal.
And another one for the Grim Reaper. Or Grim Reaperess, I'm not picky.
스테이지 이 정도 되나?
You have destroyed a cage. Talia had
안마스폰이
freed all the creatures. Not to be outdone by her stepbrother, she too gave a brilliant speech.
Speech? Sure. Creatures! Time to punch the do-gooders right in the kisser! Forward! Punch them in the face, kick them in the shins, break their
Yeah.
belt buckles so they trip on their pants!
Yes, very inspiring.
Yippee-ki-yay, hero mucker!
Talia had reached the center of battle. With another brilliant speech, she goaded her creatures on one more time.
Another speech? Oh. Ding dong, the hero's dead. That okay?
Honestly, I don't know if I can work with you like this. After Talia's words, the creatures surged forward and flocked to their linguistically under-talented leader, or would like to, but the defenses on the left and right flanks made progress impossible. Tanya had to destroy them in order to receive further support.
왜 힐러였어? 오.
Dead heroes!
이게 뭐야?
The hero's left defensive flank could no longer withstand the breaching evil's creatures.
뱀이 힐하네. 어디로 가야 돼?
Yippee-ki-yay, hero mucker!
할리아에 분노를 했다고. 어떻게 하는데 그거는?
The hero's defense collapsed on the right flank. the monstrous evil creatures flocked to Talia.
Excellent. I can always use
Uri.
more cannon fodder. I mean,
애들 저거다.
loyal subordinates.
Talia, stepsister! You dare to show your face here after killing our foster father?
Yeah. Is that a trick question? You can see I'm here. Thanos deserved what he got. And I thought to myself, hey, like father, like son.
You will pay for your deeds, sister. The light will protect me.
살려야 그거 어떻게?
Sister, turn from evil and come back to the side of good. See the power of light.
With these words, Tristan was bathed in a golden light that seemed to protect him. As if that were not troublesome enough, a number of magical portals opened at the same time.
Huh. As if this wasn't dragging on way too long already. Can't we just jump straight to the point where I greedily take over the
매운맛
world?
컨트롤 되는 게 없는 거 아니야?
Forward, creatures! Smash the portals! Flatten that magic junk! Pull the plug!
My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the courage of true heroes is extinguished. When we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship
Riot.
are broken. But that day is still far off. Stand fast, heroes of the West!
Oh, didn't you spout that same bullshit earlier? In exactly the same words.
No, not at all. I am known for my brilliant speeches, wicked stepsister.
I seem to remember that whenever you were supposed to speak in front of the class, we had to get a monk.
You'll pay for that. Onward, faithful! Destroy the evil!
All the magical portals had been destroyed, and with them, Tristan's shield went up in smoke.
That's the way I like it. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. I was just about to kick my stepbrother's butt.
Sister, it doesn't have to end this way. Join me. Together we can still save the world.
Oh, can't you just die and spare us all the embarrassing melodrama?
Talia, if this isn't the end, we'll meet again!
With these words, Tristan quickly created a portal and threw himself through it with the last of his strength. The portal closed again behind him.
Treachery! Fraud! Cheater! This was supposed to be my victory! And what the hell kind of glove is that anyway? Looks to me like game design forgot to balance the thing properly.
Maybe the people in charge were still too captivated by your great speech. It brought tears to my eyes too, however, not of emotion.
As if the bird brains these evil creatures have needed grand speeches. A few skulls to bash in, and the social calendar for the evening is filled.
Well, each to their own. But apparently, Tristan had suffered a mishap, as the aforementioned magic glove still lay in the place where it was last used. It would seem that he had accidentally lost it.
Wonderful. This thing is just what I need. Très chic. I'll, just grab that right away.
And so our story begins. Tristan had managed to give Talia the slip, but she had been able to capture his magic glove. The Gauntlet of Finitude, a fabled artifact. Unfortunately, UI overlays don't work in cutscenes, so Tanya couldn't read just exactly what the glove did. Nevertheless, she proudly presented it to the absolute evil in its form as the Dungeon Lord. And so misfortune took its course, because at the same time, Talia wanted to demonstrate how loudly she could snap her fingers. But this snap, which would go down in the history books as the Dungeon Lord snap, unleashed horrific forces that were discharged into the Dungeon Lord himself. As Talia rose to her feet, the gauntlet had disappeared, and the Dungeon Lord lay dying. Viewers often began to cry at this point, because it made them think back to the last really good superhero movie. Talia mourned for about 5 seconds. Talia had shattered the realms of good and served them onto the absolute evil on a silver platter, while it had actually done nothing at all. So Talia now became the absolute ruler. She had no clue about how to rule, but more than made up for it with hubris and consistently ignoring glaring problems. In addition, she surrounded herself with a staff of incompetent advisors. What could possibly go wrong? 10 minutes later, Tristan had captured Talia, locked her in a cage, and put the armies of absolute evil to flight. And so the story ends. We'll tell you how the story continues in overpriced microtransaction bites. Oh, wait, wrong script. That's a different developer. Hang in there, I've almost got it. While Talia was ignominiously taken away, the unused essence of absolute evil continued to float through the ether. It wasn't about to admit defeat that easily, but for evil to triumph once again, it needed Talia back, for better or for worse. And so the swirling essence of absolute evil set about commanding the perplexed-looking chaotic hordes and freeing Talia. Hammer time! Round 2.
Hammer
The
time.
essence of absolute evil held the horde together and rose to the challenge of vicious dwarven engineering.
It's hammer time.
Tristan! Let me out of this damned cage, you stupid little good elf. Otherwise, I'll have a hard time wringing your scrawny neck. What the hell do you want from me anyway?
Talia, stepsister, your deplorable deeds must not go unpunished. You have slain our foster father Thanos, a blasphemous affront to our goddess, whom you, to top it all off, have also slain. But we will have plenty of time to argue on our journey. I am here for the stone. Brynhild, if you please.
You know you can, you little cutie. Oi! Go on, you lazy lot. Get that destroyer of worlds class hammer going.
Talia had been captured. Only the bubbling around the place essence of absolute evil could save her. It was amusing to leave Talia in the clutches of her brother. But on the other hand, without her help, the shapeless evil would probably just roam the countryside as a disembodied something or other, and at best be hired for third-rate horror movies. Fortunately, a forgotten dungeon heart lying in the underground could quickly be reactivated. Together with the creatures of the Horde, it would be easy
와,
to
이제
smash the
던전에서 그걸
do-gooder
시작하는
heroes
건가?
there to smithereens.
오케이, 좋다.
The wafting evil had to get rid of that dwarven contraption on the
뭐, 나
overworld, as it posed a threat to the underground, and with it, the dungeon heart. It was therefore necessary to build a mighty dungeon, or rather, to have one built, because as a wafting essence, the disembodied evil could not do much itself.
어떻게 하라고? 어떻게 나와 이거? 아이씨 뭐야 왜 들고 있어? 어서 이래라. 하나에 한 명밖에 일 못해? 이거 뭐 빠르게 하는 건가?
Ding dong, it's payday.
알아서 일하는데? 아 이거는 저거고
Hungry evil had built a treasury. The meager amount that could be stored in the throne room was simply not even close to enough for a proper gold bath.
잠깐만. 이거 어떻게 해야 되는 거야? 다 했어? 힘이 좀 많은데.
The gluttony-loving evil had built a gobbler farm. Here, delicious gobblers were raised to serve as food for the horde.
음식이야? 그러게요. 와, 나왔는데? 나 뭐해, 그냥 기다리는 거야? 아. 보자. 사악함이라는 이 자원 아직까지 해금이 안 된 거겠지? 초반이라? 초반 일단
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
승차원 월급은 없네. 이 새끼들 또 월급 받네. 야, 이 자식들아. 근신처분. 근신자르고. 원래 이렇게 크게 지어야 되나 이게? 금맥에 금고가 많으면 이것도 많이 당장 보일 수 있는 건 많이 보여. 신초도 뭔가 건물 한 덩어리라기보다는 그냥 지역 설정이네.
The sheltering evil had built a hideout for the horde's creatures. These could henceforth build themselves a place to rest there.
그래서 크리처 뽑아? 이거 뭐야? 이게 뭐 지정해 놓은 거지? 나가 크리처를 고용한다.
The army-raising evil had recruited its first creature, a bit underwhelming considering that it was sitting on the throne of the gods a short time ago. But fresh starts are never easy.
너 뭐해? 이거 뭐야? 아, 여기 나가 침대 따로 만들어주는 거야?
The evilest evil could use the hand
아,
of terror,
얘들은
not
또 뭐
only to
얘들의
intervene,
침대가 있네.
but also to lend its little
어떻게
snots the
크리처 이 새끼
impetus they needed
쫄따구들의
by giving them
이거
a spirited slap.
뭔가 없구나. (150) 뿌려치네. 아, 이 새끼도 뿌려쳐줘야 되는구나 이거.
The attitude-adjusting evil had struck one of its little snots. Frightened, the creature squealed and set to work. The detestable evil had earned some delicious evilness. Excellent things could be done with it, such as exploring new stuff. However, first, a place had to be found where the evilness could be stored. The absolute evil quickly built a vault of
치매조
evilness.
동자. 치매조를 킵니다. 치매조를 잡아먹습니다. 배고프면은. 사악함의 근구. 쌍파. 트리용 은신처 크리처가 있고 힐꽃 수중재를 위한 노드. 아, 뿌려치는데 사악함에 그게 없다 이거지. 사악함에 그거.
The glamorous evil had built a vault of evilness. This allowed it to henceforth store evilness and use it.
사악함을 조정할 수 있고.
A new
Oi! No need to sit around being lazy when we could be picking up a little gold while we're here, eh? On you go, lads! Grab the nearest gold vein.
Sooner or later, the greedy dwarves would dig their way into the dungeon. The perfidious evil used a workshop to prepare traps to stop the gold-stealing dwarves in their tracks.
다시 한번 줘.
Technological progress has almost always been a fine thing. Further research could not only make new units or rooms available, but also increase the maximum number of little snots or creatures. The hard work allowing evil had built a toothless cave. Here, little snots could
화면 안
use the
써있는데?
work
뭐야?
units to make toolboxes, which were needed for the more extravagant dungeon accoutrements. Ding dong! It's payday!
뭐야? 어디다 지요? 여기? 과감이 안 쌓이는데 애들 친다고 해서? 일단 자원 모을 때까지 아, 이 새끼들 오고 있다 이거구나. 먼저 하고 건전 레벨 3레벨 다시 함정 건설. 근데 스파팜이 어떻게 저거 되는 거지? 크리처 좀 더 늘리는 방법 없나? 아, 팔다. 야 뭐야,
The
그냥 3레벨
workforce hoarding evil had increased its
쉬웠네.
maximum little snot limit and now had access to even more of the industrious little creatures.
일단 너네들 얘네 뭐하고 있냐? 공구통 만들어내는 거. 연구 놓으면 뭔데? 다시 함정을 지으러. 다시 함정을 어떻게 짓냐? 노음 연구. 너가 노음이구나. 과학하면 어떻게 지어는 거지? 분명 다 떨어져 간다. 분명 죽고.
The cunning evil had placed the first traps. This would make it much harder for the greedy dwarves to steal the gold from the treasury or even destroy the dungeon heart itself.
구구짜리지. 과학하면 왜 저절로 써야지? 내가 뭐 3레벨은 트위치 하나밖에 안 오르네. 던전을 계속하면서 돈이치를 찾는 건가 이거? 인맥을
Oi! Something dug into my little gold pipe. Yeah! It had to be stinking orcs, whose skulls are at best used as toilet paper holders in the lavatory. Okay, boys! Tear this joint to the ground!
Dwarves
Yeah,
had
that's
opened the
down, eh?
passage into the dungeon. The little snots immediately executed Order 67, as they had been instructed to do by Talia in such a case, which meant that they ran through the dungeon with their arms flapping wildly. At the same time, they opened the secret trap cache, so that the tricky evil could give the dwarves a very warm welcome. The insidious evil's traps had struck once again, taking a hero in their wake.
Oi! Did you little honey buns forget your little baby bottles? Or how did you manage to lose to a bunch of lousy orcs? But fine. We still have some reinforcements here. Reinforcements? Attack!
Obviously, the danger from the dwarves had not yet been neutralized. Luckily, the little snots had made a few traps in their spare time, and they were only too happy to make available to the all-consuming evil.
어떻게 공격하게 해야지?
A Thrasher trap not only took out one hero, it also provided any and all surrounding heroes with some nutritious cauliflower at the same time. Cauliflower ears, that is. Another saw trap was mounted halfway up to be even more effective against wolves.
이런 거 어떻게? 잠깐만, 단축키 좀 보자. 방향. 어우. 잠시만.
A gold vein has been mined out.
어떻게 저기 쳐들어가는 거지?
Payday. have unearthed a new area in the dungeon.
이것도 뭔데?
Enemies are destroying one of your rooms.
또 언제 왔어 이 새끼들? 저거 어떻게 하는 거지? 삼면이 몇? 이런 건가? 돈이 없다.
A hamster wheel of death had been put in position. Heroes who stepped on the trigger would definitely be anything but happy. While a hamster wheel of death did block a little snot, it knocked down heroes in its path and dealt an unseemly amount of damage.
다이아몬드 강매.
Payday!
어떻게 쳐들어가는 거지 근데? 금고를 지어줘라 이거지.
Oh,
이래 쉽냐. 지상계는 또 뭐야? 지상계는 또 뭐냐 이게? 도저히 이 게임을 모르겠다.
A hamster wheel of death had been put in position. Heroes who stepped on the trigger would definitely. 답이 없다네. 얘들은 어떻게 지상계로 만들지? Payday.
얘들 지상계로 어떻게 만들지? 누구예요? 아, 어떻게 하는 거지? 얘들은 왜 지상기가 아니야? 어떻게 하는 거지? 아니 지상기 어떻게 만드는 거야 이거 잠시만. 어떻게 하는 거지? 어떻게 파괴하는 거야? 내가 그냥 주변에 갖다 붙이는 거 그냥 잡아가지고. 이렇게 하는 건가? 왜 좋았지?
Ding dong, it's payday.
얘 왜 앉아? 무술임 100%?
Dwarves continue to spread throughout the underground.
얘들은 배고픈지 어떻게 보지? 왜 이렇게 처먹을 줄 알았나? 오만 지으라며. 효과가 왜 이렇게 낮지? 저거 얼마나 크게 있어야 되는데? 돈은 또 안 캐고 있어야 돼. 애들 자는 것까지 신경 써줘야 되고 이거 여기도 20%밖에 안 되네. 여기 다 찾아가야 자는 게 저게.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. Dwarves continue to spread throughout the underground. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon.
아, 그냥 갖다 박는 거였구나, 이게. 게임 모르겠어, 이거.
The dwarves were defeated for the time being. Satisfied, the essence of absolute evil rubbed something together that could perhaps pass the two hands together. The all-destroying evil had conquered the exit. This left the way to the surface open for its troops.
뭘 들고 있는 거야?
The absolute evil's creatures blinked a little as they stepped into the glaring light of the sun. Finally, they could lay waste not only to the boring corridors of the dungeon, but also to the lush green meadows of the overworld.
훑어라 지옥의 악마들아. 여기서 마우스 우클릭이 되네. 전제는
The
한다.
horrific evil had destroyed a camp in the overworld. The defeated heroes ran away crying and tried to entrench themselves behind even higher walls.
박스에서 뭐해? 얘네 뭐야? 박스에서 뭐해 거기? 이 멍청한 뱀 새끼들아. 거기서 뭐해?
The vile evil had destroyed another of the heroes' camps. Screaming at the top of their voices, the survivors took to their heels.
Oi, I have to protect the blueprint, Snookums. Otherwise, the orcs will eventually end up building some decent machinery here. Well then, keep your chin up, Toodles.
Brynhild, what are you doing? I thought your dwarves could easily handle a few orcs.
Problems, brother mine? Oh, what a shame. I had actually already planned on making myself a tea set out of dwarf skulls.
Talia, your evilness truly knows no bounds. These dwarves are part of the Alliance of Good. You were also once part of that alliance.
어쩌?
The path to the dwarves' oversized hammer lay open. The trembling heroes prepared themselves for the final battle.
우리가 있었나?
Your creatures have destroyed a cage.
아, 우리 이런 게 또 중간중간에 있구나 이게. 이거 잡아라.
You have lost a creature forever.
죽어버리렴.
Payday.
너도 가 임마.
The dwarven equipment
끝난 거야, 이게?
spectacularly went up in flames, which was rather odd, as the creatures had only been hitting the thing with their weapons. But fine, perhaps horde weapons were made of flint. Yet the distraction provided by the dwarven intervention had shifted the destruction-loving evil's focus long enough for Talia and her stepbrother Tristan to disappear into the distance. With an imaginary sigh, the staggering evil took one last look around before setting off in pursuit. The path led to the Hellwoods, an eerie place claimed by the demonic creatures of the underworld.
와, 이 한 판을 얼마나 한 거야? 55분? 미쳤구나.
The Hellwoods. Talia was taken ever deeper into the lands by her stepbrother Tristan. They passed through the Hellwoods, a hotbed of demons. In the underground beneath the Hellwoods, Talia's stepbrother Tristan was tampering with the remains of a dungeon long thought forgotten. But the demonic evil's henchmen were hard on his heels and were also slogging their way through the underground. Tristan had no choice but to retreat.
My brothers! In your eyes I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the...
Tristan, you good-for-nothing imbecile! Can't you just shut up for once? Or finally come up with a different speech? That's so... Hey! Are those my armies of evil? Here! Get me out of here so I can personally kick my stepbrother's butt! Go ahead! Finish them off! Give it to them! Push a way past the expiry date cake right in their faces!
Never! The power of magic flows through me! A magic barrier will keep those creatures at bay!
It seemed that Tristan did actually have some small knowledge of magic. His barrier was impenetrable to conventional attacks. Where magic was concerned, however, things looked just a little different. The spellbook perusing evil quickly set about tackling this problem underground. Before the mana-craving evil could resort to magic, it would first have to take care of the demons. It made perfect sense to have a vortex built to house demonic creatures.
이거는 또 뭐야? 그럼 미리 좀 일자로 풀어놓지. 어서 일해라. 다 봤어, 균열. 금화가 없죠. 균열이지. 비었다.
Had a vortex built. There, hired demons found shelter and a place to wait until they could be resurrected at the cost of evilness after an unforeseen demise. Some parts of the underground were saturated with mana. Once dug up, this could be used to cast spells. The mana-addicted evil wanted to try this out as soon as possible.
많아. 작업실 맞아 이거?
Stand fast, men! There may come a day when courage fails us, but it is not this day. On this day we fight! By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I call you to stand firm! Brothers of the kingdom, let us lay waste to the dungeon! Attack!
Ah, you stole that speech. I've heard something very similar to that before.
That's beside the point. Those words inspired my men. The pen is mightier than the sword.
But weaker than a horde battle axe. It's just too bad that I can't be there to watch the show because I'm stuck in your stupid cage.
There are enemies in your dungeon. Doors in the dungeon not only reduce drafts, but could also stop heroes and other enemies in their tracks for a short time. they also increase the efficiency of rooms. It therefore made sense to have a door to close off a production room.
야, 니들도
The never went to hogwash evil's little snot had built an arcanium. Should one of these little workers manage to
니들은 만화
find the
처먹은 거
time,
아니었니?
mana would from now on be produced here. A first door now adorned the dungeon. The grandiose evil not only used it to increase the efficiency of rooms or to stop enemies for a short time, but it could also lock doors to seal off areas for its subordinates.
병명들이 만화 퍼먹은 게 아니고 닭을 퍼먹네. 개 같은 데서. 여긴 뭐를 지으라고 할까? 오 아니야 이거?
It's payday. The gallant evil had now gained access to a number of spells. Create resources, for example, allowed toolboxes or gobblers to quickly be created as if out of thin air. In keeping with his childlike disposition, the amused evil immediately tried this out. The childish evil's eyes glowed with joy as it successfully used the Create Resources spell. This would allow stocks to be filled even without decent production. A little snot set about generating mana in the Arcanium to make it available to the spell-wielding evil.
어우 미안하다.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
얘랑 아홉 마리밖에 안 돼? 폭함정이 연구 필요.
You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
개비싸 미친. 돈이 없네. 애들이 하는 걸 좀 기다려야겠구나. 또 얼마나 있다. 열심히 캐주고.
A gold vein is almost exhausted.
알아.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
뭐하냐? 이거 어떻게? 채는 어떻게? 사감 좀 보러 와봐. 주문이 뭐뭐 있냐? 느림.
Hey, Tristan, favorite, because only stepbrother. See my troops marching over there? I think they're gonna make short work of you.
Don't get your hopes up too soon, stepsister. My barrier and my men will stop them. We got what we wanted here, and we'll soon be on the road again.
Huh. Creatures, get me the hell out of here already! Come on, get a move on! Save me, free me, sign petitions demanding my release!
The spoiled evil had discovered a few stray demons who were all too willing to join his dark army. Of all things, these were stuck in a rather awkward position. The perplexed evil pondered how to go about it.
어떻게 해야 돼?
An arcane tear had appeared very close to the absurd evil's armies. These magical anomalies were not uncommon in the area and promised great power to those who knew how to use them. The creatures knew but one way to deal with these. The corrupting evil had captured an arcane tear. New power flowed through it, giving it the ability to now cast the meteor rain spell. As luck would have it, there was a group of heroes nearby who made worthy targets.
어떻게 우주래?
The arcane tear's power could now be used by the spell-casting evil.
안 먹었어요?
The ingenious evil had managed to return the scattered demons safely back to the dungeon by means of a spell.
Talia, I still can't believe you really did all that. Weren't we like family to you?
I was constantly insulted and humiliated. Does that sound like a family to you?
Yes?
The merciless evil's army had reached the magical barrier. A spell would sweep it away. While the Cruciatus intoning evil was making its way through the protective barrier, Talia and Tristan continued upon their way.
Tristan, beloved brother, would you be so kind as to open this cage door for me? There's no need for us to argue.
Step brother, and I simply cannot forgive you for slaying our foster father. Not to mention half of the good people of the country.
Only half? Ha! I mean, all that just kind of happened. I don't know how exactly it could all go so wrong either.
You put Tanos's head on a spear.
He bloody well deserved it. Time and again, I had to suffer insults from him and his henchmen simply because of my origins, as if all dark elves were evil.
You killed hundreds of heroes, slew Father's companions, and put Father's head on a spear.
They made me do it. It's society's fault.
얘들 밥을 먹여야지 좀 세지는 건가? 밥을 안 먹냐? 아주 복지가 좋은. 아, 악마는 부활이야. 비전 주니어?
Payday. Creatures are collecting their pay.
아, 비전 균열이 내가 만드는 균열이 아니라 이 인간들의 균열이구나 이게.
The magic using evil had conquered an arcane tear. Armed with that captured power, it could now use the Mana Shield spell.
Tristan, I finally understand. I behaved poorly. If you let me out now, I vow to do better.
Really?
Of course not, you imbecile. I'd give you a wedgie worse than I ever gave you in our entire childhood. One you'd still be telling your grandchildren about, provided you can still have children and grandchildren at all afterwards.
것 같아.
Talia, I wish you would change your ways. Remember back when we were children and would play together by the creek?
And you threw me in?
You dropped a bee's nest on my head first.
Oh, that's right. I remember the way your head swelled up like a melon.
The spell-wielding evil had seized an arcane tear. The newfound magic allowed it to now use a spell to summon the Prince of Hell.
It's payday.
지옥의 왕자 또 뭐야?
Your portal is under attack.
F가 어떻게 하는 게 아닌가?
Your portal is under attack. Your gold vein is nearly exhausted. A gold vein has been mined out.
많아. 하나가 없다.
The fanatic evil's armies reached another magical barrier.
여거에 만화빠랑 하는 거라. 빨리 건물 좀 지어봐 얘들아.
heroes had entered the dungeon, while the arsonist evil was marching its army around the overworld. Thanks to the demonic portal spell, creatures could instantly be sent back to the dungeon from the overworld.
얘는 왜 저거 못하?
Ding dong, it's payday.
깎이든 이런 거든 많이 만들 수가 있구나.
There's my army. Time for you to die, stepbrother. Go, my creatures! Grab them, run them down, rub hot chili sauce in their eyes, and get me out of this damn cage!
My brothers! In your eyes, I see.
You're not going to repeat that same old crap again, are you? Are you?
Men! Stop them! We have to move on.
The ice in its drink-loving evil's armies had defeated Tristan's pathetic defenders. Evil's creatures were filled with jubilation, but the disembodied essence of evil was not yet in the mood to celebrate, for Tristan himself had escaped and still had Talia with him. The lingering without physical form evil pretended to sigh and once again took up pursuit.
확률 100%? 왜?
The plains of Strotham. The absolute evil
뭔지
continued its
모르겠어.
efforts to free
네.
Talia. The trail led it to the vicinity of the city of Strotham, which was once besieged by undead.
스로스타르.
These sequences with me in a cage are being stretched out far too long here. Can't we talk this out somehow? Maybe rock, scissors, paper, like in the old days?
Huh. You know I always go for the good old rock. But speaking of stones, I will soon have all the stones of Finichu together. And then...
Nobody gives a damn about your stupid marbles, you dumbass.
While Tanya was engrossed in an animated discussion with her stepbrother, the brain-eating evil was already attempting a, more or less, fruitless attempt to free her.
너
Since undead simply resurrected somewhat later in the graveyard after their demise, an unsuccessful onslaught was no great tragedy. Admittedly, the creature-wasting evil probably never took the loss of subordinates too tragically in the first place. But back to the subject at hand. Fortunately, there were ancient mausoleums in the vicinity, which were home to powerful undead and could provide a significant supply of reinforcements. The map studying evil eagerly took notes.
Ha! See that, Tristan? My armies will free me. Go on, you undead! Knock them down! Eat their brains! I don't know, just do something.
A temple with a sacrificial pit would need to be built before the merciless evil's undead creatures could summon more minions. Quickly, the construction-obsessed evil set about doing just that.
발굴해 빨리. 그래서 뭐 하면 돼? 행복감은 작업장이네. 또뭐 망치 만드는 거 하나. 뭐해? 하나씩 그렇게 못했냐? 육육은 돼야 4개가 들어갈 것 같긴 한데 이게 당장은 박스가 안 박스죠 지금. 자. 뭐 해야 돼 이제? 진짜 내 희생했어.
The frivolous evil had erected a
공구통
temple.
8개.
From now on, light could be stored there, which would greatly enhance the ode to grave-wearing evil's undead armies.
네. 어서 일해라.
Oh, ding dong, it's payday.
이게 한참 기다려야겠구만. 오, 헬기요. 잠깐만. 분명히 있네.
It seems your creatures don't even dare to leave the underground, Talia. But they are not safe there either. Forward, men! Destroy the dungeon in the underground!
공구를 빨리 만들어야 되는데. 아련실. 영화 치료. 뭘 할까?
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
먹을 수 있냐 이거? 이렇게. 얘들 왜 이렇게 약해?
The sacrificial evil had a temple built complete with a sacrificial pit. The greedy-looking black maw with its dark void seemed to be eagerly awaiting offerings. Presumably, the evil spirits would reward each sacrifice with some soothing blight. The experimental evil set about testing this theorem. One of the undead creatures that had fallen in battle had gone to rest in the graveyard, only to rise again after some time had passed. The merciless evil was then able to send it back into battle.
얘들 자?
Ding dong! It's payday!
어쩌지 나 터진 거? 개자식이 두 개 다 터뜨렸어. 테러지야 되나? 아니면 알아서 해야 땡 구덩이. 역병 무언가를 희생시키기. 오케이.
With a Wilhelm scream, a little snot disappeared into the depths of the sacrificial pit. This would provide the little snot-burning evil a bit of blight. It seemed as if the sacrificial pit would belch sated,ly were it not simply an inanimate object. The sacrificial evil had sacrificed
나 이거
enough things for the time
이러면은
being. It
저게
was time to
저게
go
없잖아.
on the offensive.
일꾼은 어떻게? 나오는구나.
Strengthened by the captured blight, one of the undead creatures was able to summon a minion to its side. The extravagant evil was satisfied to note that its undead were able to use blight and minions to maximize the number of creatures that could be used carelessly. The gruesome evil welcomed a Bone Lord into its ranks. Not only could this mighty swordsman both dish it out and take it, but could also summon skeletal mages as minions.
역병을 생산하는 거. 그거 어떻게 하면 맞는 것 같긴 한데. 묘지 이름. 흡혈기가 450. 와. 이게 몇 마리까지 되는 거지? 한 마리밖에 안 들어? 그래도 하나 늘리지. 제한이야.
The colourful clothes-wearing evil had discovered a dungeon gate in the underground. Apparently, this was one of the 3 lost burial chambers. All that was needed to benefit from it was to open the burial chamber, presumably with a few firm blows. This was apparently the final resting place of the legendary mercenary army, the Scallywag Ragtags. The pragmatic evil was bound to have an idea as to what it could do with the undead found there. The zombie-like evil had unleashed powerful undead forces. The use of these powers meant each of its undead creatures could both move faster and summon an additional minion to its side. Each additional burial chamber would provide one additional minion. Undead forces roamed the land. Additional minions now stood available.
괜찮네. 전멸이야?
Enemies are in the dungeon.
It's payday.
애들 피를
Powerful undead forces allowed additional minions to rise from their graves.
그냥 뭔가 자신감 넘치고 뭐 시원시원한 물량 막 이런 게 없다? 어느 정도의 그냥 이 제네스들과 메타로 약간 억기 비슷하게 그냥 유지비 이런 거 반하는 것 같고.
Your gold vein is nearly exhausted.
시원시원한 맛이 없어.
It's payday.
얼굴만 따박따박 따박따박.
Enemies are in the dungeon.
어우, 왜 미쳤냐? 이게 함정이 안 만들어진다. 얘들이 미안한데. 이따 올라가지.
It's payday.
월급은
Under poking around, they discovered another burial chamber. This tomb was dedicated to the archers of the Scallywag Ragtags. Legend has it that they could miss a barn door even at 10 meters. Their corpses would certainly be put to good use by the self-sacrificing evil.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Your
Look at
little
us.
snots have completely mined out a gold vein.
아, 좀 뭔가 지루하다. 뭔가 이 소감이 너무 없다. 야, 회사가 뭔가 화려한 것도 아니고 얘들은 알아서 스킬 쓰고 얘들이 뭔가 하는 걸 계속 지켜보고 있어야 돼. 건물 짓는 거 지켜보고
A gold vein has been mined out.
주강인가?
The achievement accumulating evil had now discovered the third burial chamber as well. The remains found here were those of the alchemists of the scallywag ragtags, who considered arsenic to be a refreshing mouth gel. These corpses would prove perfect vessels for mindless zombies.
내용이 또 온다 또 온다.
Enemies are in the dungeon.
또 온다 이 자식들. 얘가 김에 닭이다. 언제 돌아옵니까? 나의 뽀날 인격들이요.
My armies are getting closer, little brother. Want to go ahead and pick out a nice tombstone? Not that you'll need it when I put your head on a spear.
We do not need to further elaborate on your misdeeds, sister. My armies are not yet defeated, and the hero's courage is unbroken.
The courage may be unbroken, but the spine.
아, 이것만 깨고 싶으니까. 아, 뭔가. 재미나 이 스펙타클함이 없다. 상대를 치고 부수는 압도적인 병이다. 아니가 화려한.
Ha! The vile stench of the undead is still coming ever closer. Forward, faithful! Destroy that vermin!
Problems, brother mine? Is that the sweat of fear I can see on your brow? This reminds me of when you were going to ask Chelsea Chubby Cheeks to prom.
That's not the point here.
And she dumped you because she wanted to take her dog for a walk instead. Ha! There, I see my subjects, brave creatures, already appearing on the horizon. Once they get their hands on you, that summer camp will seem like a lovely vacation compared to that.
Ha! My men will stop that vermin. My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that would lead me.
What? That same old crap again? Good grief! Can't you just steal something else? Maybe you should follow Ned Stark's example a little more. That would be a blessing for everyone involved. Come on, let's beat them, fry them up, smear them on our toast.
The sovereign evil had freed Talia from the clutches of her stepbrother. Pity, really. I found it quite pleasant not to have someone constantly interrupting me.
I will ignore your insolence for now, but only because I have to deal with that damn Tristan. The step in stepbrother is going to be an architectural statement when I'm done with him.
Lost in her rant, Talia had missed the fact that her stepbrother Tristan had meanwhile made a run for it.
What? That cowardly, dishonest, disgusting.
얘는 뭐야? 아까 다른 거죠?
Talia had been rescued from the clutches of her stepbrother Tristan by the absolute evil. This seemed a bit surprising as, after all, Talia had accidentally caused its demise only one cutscene earlier. But the disembodied essence of the irritated evil was restless due to its lack of physical form. It needed help finding a new body. In such cases, less competent personnel were also called upon. Talia was extremely grateful to have been freed from the cage after 3 long missions. Finding a new body for the absolute evil seemed a small price to pay. High up on the 4th highest peak in the world, Mount Snotmore, resided the venerable Council of Little Snots. These wise beings were the ones who would know what would constitute a new, adequate vessel for the absolute evil. All Talia had to do was reach the peak. A trifle, really, but unfortunately, her stupid stepbrother and his oversized army stood between her and her goal. Otherwise, however, it would have been so easy that even a group of gluttonous hobbits could have managed it. Bad elves go everywhere. Talia had been freed from the clutches of good. Before she could start her journey to the Council of Little Snots, however, she had to first gather strength.
자, 여기까지. 뭔가 너무 뭔가 하다. 아무튼 전 이만 자러 가볼게요.